special teams are coming along okay?
They're coming along. It's a work in progress for sure. But it's there's a lot of buy-in right now with the guys, which is great. And I feel like we got some returners that we haven't had in the past. And I do like the Nyberg kid a lot at punt returner. I think we got a couple kick return guys that I think are going to emerge that I'm excited about. And then the kicking game, I feel like we got obviously Ryan with a ton of experience there. Landon's come along really well as his backup and kind of heir apparent. That's looked really, really good as well. And then I think we got 3 kickers that are in it to compete. So I'm excited to see how it all unfolds throughout fall camp.
Who are some of those guys that are competing at kick returner?
A kick returner, so that would be Eldridge and Ropati and Miles Davis. And who else do we got there? Kingston until he got hurt, but he'll be back ready to go. He's looked really good. So I think we got 3 or 4 guys there that I'm excited about.
At signing day, you said you needed a dynamic guy there, a game changer, you called it. Do you have one?
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a couple really good guys, and I think Ropati, more than what people think, he could be a pretty dynamic dude. And I've always liked running backs back there. If you guys think back to like Adam Hine, was probably the last great kick returner that we had here. He was pretty dynamic in what he could do, and so I kind of look at Ropati in the same way.
You've coached some pretty good linebackers. What are some of the qualities you see in these guys that might develop into the next Fred Warner or whatever?
Yeah, so I think just on the edge with the defensive ends, like guys that I've had in the past, they're versatile. I think that explosive guys that are versatile that can do a lot of different things, not just rush the passer, but also can be able to set the edge in the run game, be able to drop into coverage. And so I think we got 3 or 4 guys right now that can do all that, and then another 3 or 4 guys that got to develop into doing that. But we're going in the right direction.
Kicking was shaky that first day we saw. I think Kalani said at the last Saturday it was better. Are they improving?
Oh yeah, let's see. Saturday and then yesterday and today. Today was the first day we'd missed a kick in 3 days. So very encouraged by that. They were 100% yesterday, 100% the day before. And so it's turned into a really good competition, and I think we got 3 really good guys that are competing for the job right now.
Who'd be the guy that would be your opening day place kicker? Or are you ready to say that?
I will not tell you guys that until August 31st. When's the first day of the game? When's the first game?
September 3rd.
Yeah, I've told the kickers the same thing, is that the job is open up until we'll name a starter the last week going into the camp, or going into the first game. And that's being fair to those guys. The competition started first day of spring ball. There'll be a guy leading the way going into fall camp, but the competition will continue all the way through fall camp. And the week before the first game, we'll name a starter based upon the numbers. And I think it's very simple, based upon percentages. That's who will be determined who the kicker is.
So there's no other criteria other than can you make the kick?
That's pretty simple for a kicker, yeah. Which percentages, for sure. Yeah, that's what we'll go off of.
So last year there was some consternation on the fan base when the players would bring the ball out of the end zone, and Coach Lamb would say it's based on the trajectory and all that.
Uh-huh.
What's your philosophy on that?
Talking kick return?
Yeah, kickoff return.
Yeah, so it's a game-by-game thing. It really, a lot of it depends upon who's covering the kicks. So, for example, I've watched TCU's kick cover, and they can freaking run. Like, those dudes can run, right? So, you can still get returns on teams like that, but it's just you got to make sure you're just making the right decisions on teams, how fast they run and different things that they do. But in how we'll do it is typically based upon where the ball is kicked as far as distance into the end zone. Trajectory sometimes to me doesn't matter, because I do think there's always times to set up returns. But yeah, it'll be a different philosophy than what it's been.
We get to watch just a little bit of practice, but watching the kicking aspect of it and how into it the guys get. Is that something you've worked to do, just have them be as into these kicks?
Yeah, because those guys want, they want the kickers to have success just as much as anybody, and they've seen all the work that those guys have put in, and so we're trying to build those guys up as much as we possibly can, and so I think the players are doing a great job of that, and so we've put those kickers in situations where there's a winner and a loser every day, and the team has to pick a guy. And today they picked, the team was split into 3, and there was a winner and a loser today, and the winner's got a prize, which was there's a little incentive there, but all we're trying to create is a opportunity to put those guys in a stressful situation, those kickers and the snapper and the holder, And so when they step into LaBelle Edwards Stadium for the first time in front of 65,000 fans, that's not the first time they felt a little bit of pressure or stress. And, really a lot of those guys I don't even think feel it. I think we have a couple guys that really thrive in that environment, so I'm anxious to see them continue to grow and develop.
We talked when when you joined the staff about coming back and how excited you were. What's the transition been like, just for you personally? Now here you are, spring cat, back at it.
It feels pretty normal, honestly, compared to what I've had in the past. But just different philosophies defensively that I've learned, different schemes that's been fun to learn for me to see. Just being around Coach Hill and being able to learn how he does things and the way that he likes to call things has been really fun, and just growth for me, be able to learn and grow in learning a new scheme. And then just from the structure and the way that Kalani does things, it's completely different than things that I've done. I've had 14 years of experience before this year, and the way that he does it is way different than I've ever seen anybody do it. And that's not saying anything bad on anybody I've worked before in the past. It's just different, and it's been good for me to learn that way, because the other ways have been very similar. The other 14 years have been very, very similar, and then this year's a very different philosophy and structure and just culture. Everybody has a different culture, and it's not that anyone's better than the other. It's just Kalani has it his way, and when you believe in your culture and you do it your way, that gives you your best success. And he's being him, right? He can't be Bronco Mendenhall or LaBelle Edwards or whoever. He's trying to do it the best way he knows how to do it. And, it's worked pretty dang good for him the last couple of years for sure, with all the success they've had here.
Can you sense some excitement from the defense about getting an opportunity, maybe, I guess, whether to be permitting, playing in the LaBelle Edwards Stadium on a scrimmage?
Yeah, no, they're excited to, be able to get outside and be able to just get in the stadium. Any opportunity, we've talked about it before, any opportunity to go play in the stadium, that's when we play our best football, and that's the expectation, is you play at a championship standard when you go in there. And, the last time they were in that stadium, I think, was for the Utah Tech game. Is that right? And so November games are going to be different around here. So, I told them the mindset they need to bring into that game is the same mindset we were going to have when we get to November when Oklahoma comes, right? And so that's the type of mindset that we need to bring Friday when we're in there.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks,
guys.
Kelly. Appreciate it.
Yep.